welcome to The Explainer. Okay, Jay, we're unpacking a pretty complex story that raises some serious questions about one of the internet's biggest stars, MrBeast, and his deep dive into the world of crypto. So, what's at the heart of all this? Well, it's this staggering number. We're talking about accusations that MrBeast and his network pulled in a whopping $23 million from a whole series of crypto deals. That's a huge number that obviously has gotten a lot of people talking. And this really boils down to one crucial question, right? Were these deals just a bit shady, or did they actually cross a line and become illegal? To even begin to answer that, we've got to look at what the investigators actually found. All right, let's kick things off with the project where the evidence seems the most direct, a token simply called Super. It's alleged that a fund tied to MrBeast made over $10 million from this single deal. So, how did this super deal supposedly work? Well, according to leaked messages, it all started with MrBeast himself helping to arrange a pre-sale investment. Then, you see a public tweet from his account giving the project a massive signal boost at the exact same time that the wallet that invested began aggressively selling off millions of tokens. Now, that tweet? The context is everything. This wasn't just some random post, right? The founder of Super is out there hyping it up, calling it a gem set to explode, and MrBeast drops this one-word reply, Super, putting it in front of millions of his followers. But here's the kicker. During this time, the fund was allegedly selling, cashing out a reported $200,000 in just the 72 hours after that tweet went live. So what happens when the investigator takes all this evidence to MrBeast's team? Well, they don't really answer the specific questions. Instead, they drop this formal statement that honestly just adds a whole new wrinkle to the story. So their whole defense hinges on this idea of a third party, a fund. The argument is, hey, it wasn't Jimmy pressing the buttons. It was these professional fund managers. It's a way to create some distance, right? To separate him from the actual act of selling the tokens. And, the investigation actually dug up who this fund manager might be, a guy named Jason Williams. He's followed by MrBeast, and he's been publicly connected to other assets in that very same crypto wallet. So at first glance, you might think, okay, that kind of backs up their story, right? But just when you think that explanation might hold water, these old podcast clips surface. And this is where things get really interesting, because MrBeast himself seems to completely blow up that whole hands-off defense. Listen to this. In his own words, on a podcast, he's talking about his decision to buy CryptoPunks after a call with Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, why is that a big deal? Because these are the exact same CryptoPunks sitting in that wallet that was supposedly managed by someone else. And it doesn't stop there. He then talks about how he sold them and rolled the money into another project. I mean, this completely challenges that fund manager defense, doesn't it? It sounds an awful lot like he was calling the shots, or at least had major input on the strategy. Okay, so the story gets even more complicated. Let's move on to another project called Earn, because this one introduces a really serious ethical problem. And it's tied directly to the thing MrBeast is most famous for, his philanthropy. Okay, so check out this timeline. You've got a charity auction for MrBeast's own Team C's project. It's accepting this Earn token for bids. But then, right in the middle of this 2-month charity drive, the fund connected to him reportedly dumps over $2 million worth of that exact token. The timing is not great, to say the least. And get this. The Earn team says MrBeast's camp specifically approved using his personal brand, his name, for the partnership. Think about it. The website didn't say, partnered with anonymous crypto fund. No, it said MrBeast. His reputation was front and center. All right, let's look at one final case study here. This one involves the XCAD token. And what's different here is that the founder of the project himself came forward to say he felt completely betrayed. So you've got two completely different stories here. On one side, you have the founder, Oliver Bell, who's saying, hey, we had an understanding, we were partners for the long haul. But then he claims the fund just turned around and started heavy dumping the token. He even says he DM'd MrBeast directly, basically saying, your team is wrecking your reputation, and just got radio silence. So after looking at all of this, the evidence from the investigation, the official defense, and then MrBeast's own words that seem to contradict that defense, we're left with some pretty big unanswered questions. And really, these are the questions that cut right to the chase. Did he know? Did he know tokens were being sold right after his tweet? Was he aware his fund was cashing out during his own charity event? The investigator argues that the official statement feels so empty because it just sidesteps all these specific, really damaging events. And that leaves us with this final massive question. The investigation really paints a picture where this find used MrBeast's name, his credibility, to get into these incredible deals. But when the heat was on, the defense was, oh, he's not responsible. So it really makes you think, right? In this whole new creator economy, when your name, your brand, is the product, where does your responsibility end?